Trekcast. The galaxy's most unpredictable Star Trek podcast.
I just hit start record.
Awesome.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Trekcast. You missed nothing of the last, 4 minutes and 22 seconds. We were broadcasting live over to YouTube, which it'll be there, but we weren't actually recording the audio. So here we are. Holy crap. Feels like the first time.
Yeah.
I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. Well, I'm out of practice. I was used to you doing everything, and I just got to sit here and talk. I felt like Dan for a couple of weeks. It was great.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Back there.
Oh, right below the belt.
I know.
Below the belt.
I know. That's
You know,
good.
I only say
when
these
you-
things
when
because I
you
love
just-
you.
When you, I gotta say, anybody who's ever been involved in a trio, when you're just the talent, people get jealous. It's fine. It's fine.
Well, as I was saying before we actually started recording, and now that we are recording, I have to say it again. I have to live up to my name. That's just the way it is.
Chad?
Chad?
Is
Yeah.
wrong.
Oh, he's wrong.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
all
what
right,
you
that
mean.
is wrong.
I
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. Yes.
Also, I have to
Absolutely.
live up to this, right? My opinions don't matter. I guess I'll read it to you. I'm sorry, but your opinions means very little to me. Yeah, so
Oh, yes.
that as well.
Oh, yes.
And of
Yes.
course, I have to change. Dang it! I have to change it to where. Go. Fix that because we have a lag.
Right.
Someone left. Studio.
Yes.
So that's fixed again. Anyway, as I was saying, the phone number, give us a call, leave us a voicemail, 816-287-0448. Please call and leave us a voicemail. We need those Pack-Lid reviews. We need that great feedback. It's always a lot of fun. We enjoy listening to those. So it doesn't matter what you say on the voicemail. Just call and leave it, and we will we'll play it live on the air. Even if you want to call in with an advertisement for your charity or your event coming up, you can do that as well. Kind of like the guys at the museum did last week or
Oh,
2
yeah,
weeks
yeah.
ago.
A couple weeks ago. Yeah.
The helicopter museum, and they have all the Star Trek stuff going on there.
Mm.
That was cool.
Mm-hmm.
That was
That
cool.
was cool.
Yeah, I like that
Yeah,
you
and
reached
then
out by that.
that supplemental I did a couple weeks ago about the live improv theater that's going on YouTube.
I really
think that's
enjoyed that.
Actually, yeah, it was fun. It
I
was a
don't-
lot of fun talking to those guys.
I haven't seen a lot of people listening to it on or watching it anyway over on YouTube because I can see the view count. But did you?
Oh,
put
I
that up?
can see the downloads on Spreaker. It was
I was
pretty
gonna
good.
say, good, awesome.
Yeah.
I was hoping so because people need to hear that. That's a lot of fun. That's a cool little group. I wish I could go see
And
it
if
live.
you go on their, the Starship Edsel, if you go to their YouTube channel, they've got a lot of past shows, and like even Doug Jones was on one of them.
Oh wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, so it's pretty fun. It's a lot of fun. So,
Doug is such a
also,
cool guy. That guy,
yeah,
all
he
the
seems
stuff he
really
has
neat.
done, and how he's always fun to listen to.
He's out there right now promoting because he was in the new Hocus Pocus 2
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
because he was in the original. So,
Yeah.
mhm.
I've never seen
Yeah.
that movie.
Either one. Well, it is the
I've
second
seen it
one.
once. I've seen, yeah.
I had to watch that first one so many times. Not it came out when my brother and sister were young enough to watch it, and now of course, the girls they watch it. Used to watch it. They're 20 and 15 now, so no, they don't watch things like that anymore.
Mm.
But yeah, no, it's good stuff.
Well,
I
what's
enjoy it.
funny for me is I was raised very, very religious, so couldn't see that because that's witchcraft. But
No playing the foosball, Bobby Mouche.
that's right. Yes, but very, space wizards with laser swords. That's fine.
It's funny
There's no
how much of that.
consistency.
It's funny how much of that is out there. Like,
Yeah.
Masters of the Universe, He-Man.
Yeah.
There were religious groups vehemently against He-Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, Skeletor was the devil or some crazy shit like that. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Mm.
Speaking of fandom, we should get to our sponsor because
Yes.
Trekcast is brought to you by Toink. It is our big sponsor right now.
Yep.
It is where fandom lives. They've got all sorts of cool stuff. Chad actually recently received a
I
pretty cool
did.
gift. Chad, you want to do some show and tell with what you got from Toink?
I will do some show and tell because this is amazing. I think this is so cool. I picked this out as the thing I wanted them to send me, and what it is, it's a door chime. So think of it as an Amazon Ring that would go on your front door, but it's got a motion sensor. It makes a bunch of different sounds. I'm going to open it for the first time right now. What I'm going to do with it is I'm going to just rip the box open. I don't keep
Yeah.
boxes. But
That's right, like a kid on Christmas.
I am a kid on Christmas. Let's go. Rip this thing.
Shoot your eye out.
Yeah,
That's right.
And I thought ahead, I would make sure that I had batteries in this thing, or batteries.
God, Chad needs to wear the bunny suit one of these days.
But like every kid when they open up a gift, and every parent, oh shit, I forgot the battery, son. Sorry, I don't get to hear that thing beep and haul and whatever for the next 4 hours. But yeah, it does take batteries. Double A's.
Yeah.
I don't have any shit, but
Right,
it
so
does.
next week.
It does look like what you would see right next to the turbo lift, right?
The doors and TOS, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And so it's going to go on the door to the studio. It's going to be motion censored, so that way when someone's getting ready to walk up to the door, I don't get startled by when they just pop in and they're right there. Now I'm going to hear it because it's going to play a sound.
Right.
So this is perfect for me. I mean, this is a real applicable use because it has a motion sensor. So they don't even, they just walk in front of it and it's going to play a sound.
Yeah.
Cool.
And I'll use the,
cool.
I already picked up and it has volume. So I'm having it set to high already instead of low. So on the back side, it's got a little volume right there. And of course it's got a way to mount it right there and there, but instead I bought command hooks already. Once I got this, they're upstairs. So that I can, it's got buttons. Okay. So that
where did you get the command hooks?
Like Target.
Pick them up.
Like thin, like the thin heavy ones.
You know what Target, you know what they also have?
What's that?
Batteries. They have batteries.
Yeah, they have AA batteries.
This is the story of my life, right? I was telling Daniel before we started recording that it's been very, very busy, and I listed off once I listed off everything that happened yesterday, it was like, when did I sit down? There's no way. And I have the same thing going on again today. In fact, you'll probably hear the vacuum in the background above because the wife is wonderful.
Yeah. But anyways, back to our sponsor.
Doink.
Right now, Toink. Yeah. Toink right now has got buy 3 get 1 free on drinkware, kitchenware, puzzles, and pins. They also have you get a free pin with a $50 purchase, and also free shipping within the continuous US. So toink.com, TOYNK.com.
What was the deal? What was the deal?
Buy 3 get 1 free drinkware, kitchenware, puzzles, and pins.
Well, that's good because they had quite a few Star Trek themed kitchen items.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they did.
They had the Elcar's plates. They had I think they had some quarks. Quarks glasses and stuff like that. They had the pizza cutters in the shape of the Enterprise. So
they had the Enterprise and Discovery.
Yeah, so I mean, you could definitely find 3 or 4 kitchen themed Star Trek items over there. So head over there, check it out.
Absolutely. And guys, when you go to our sponsors, it helps us as well. So
it does big time.
TOYNK.
This thing's awesome. If you have an office or a studio at home, you need one. That can alert you to family members when to stop watching that movie or that game you're playing for when they walk into. Or if you have a cubicle, you can put it on the outside of your cubicle, and that way when your boss walks by, you'll know it's a motion sensor, right? And then you can. But what's the game that the guy was playing on the bridge of in Marvel? Guy was playing Galaga.
Right? Yeah.
So wow, stop playing Galaga and go back to work. Right. Exactly. So. And then, of course, Daniel, you need this button for the next time that we're trying to do an ad for sponsorship and I get completely off topic. You need to play this. Oh, damn, it's too low. Hold on. I'll play it again. It's great.
Shut the fuck up.
That one.
Chad.
That one.
Chad. No. Probably not want to put swearing around the ads, Chad.
Oh, God.
See, this is why I try to control things.
That's the real reason you want all of it on your end. You want to keep me from being able to do that.
He wants a
No.
Chad dump button. That's what he wants.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I'm sorry I'm sorry you feel like that. But okay.
Yeah. Well, we're getting paid now. We have to take care of things.
Okay, you've got a point. I will not do that again. I apologize.
Yeah. So
I
yeah,
say that and then I do it again next Sunday.
Toynk, guys. Yeah.
I mean, nobody can
All right,
skip
let's
that
move
ad.
on.
That's what's great about it, right? There's no way to skip that.
No, there isn't. Yeah, we may have to do a make good.
Yeah.
I don't think it's that bad.
Well, it really doesn't depend what we think.
You've got another point there. Man, I'm learning all kinds of
Yeah.
life lessons today.
That's all right.
Yeah.
They get a 2 for this week because we're gonna plug them again later in the show.
There you go. There
Okay,
you go.
and I'll be muted when you do that.
Yes.
Mhm.
I don't even want you on screen, man.
No.
You're gonna have to. We're gonna do one of those Star Wars style wipes, and then
Yeah.
Chad's just not there.
We'll put the cardboard cutout of Chad just right there.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys! And what's
Yeah.
what's funny about all this? I know you're actually serious.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, I'll calm down.
Yeah.
I'll calm down.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Let's get to news.
All right, here we go. News.
Star Trek news.
All right. So our first news story comes to us from comicbook.com. And this is the news that everybody saw coming from a mile away. The new Star Trek movie has been pulled from the Paramount release calendar. Shocker.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we just talked about this a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
So the film that was supposed to come out in next year that nobody knew about, apparently, none of the actors, has been officially pulled from the release schedule. They lost their director recently, Matt Shackman, who has gone on to Marvel Pastures and will be directing the Fantastic Four. Um, I don't know if I want to say greener pastures as much as Marvel Pastures, but whatever. And yes, so I don't know. What do you guys think? I mean, we all saw this coming, but
Whatever.
is it a good thing, bad thing that they pulled it?
It's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's a completely different universe than all these other shows they're working on right now. So it really doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah.
So
I think
the more time that passes, the less relevant that series of movies is becoming.
Right.
So
well, yeah, that's true. But I also think that the bigger thing is what do we as fans really want? Do we want another good television series that we get 10 hours worth or more of in a year, or do we want one movie? Right?
I've said it before. I'll say it again. Star Trek always works best as a television show.
Yeah.
There have been some good movies that are really enjoyable, but it's really like 50-50. So, the best Star Trek stories are television stories.
Yeah.
And you look at the history of Star Wars films, and it's kind of the same thing over and over again, where there's this big threat.
Yeah.
It threatens Earth or the whole galaxy, and the only ship in range is the Enterprise, and they handle it.
Right.
Mhm.
There have been some exceptions. There's don't get me wrong, I don't hate all the movies, but about half of them I skip. Actually, more than half of them I skip during rewatches. Or
Right.
I can skip during rewatches. So
I
think
think if they don't have a script together, they don't have a director. Yeah, this is
well, those are
it's
two
good that
very
they're-
important things.
right.
Oh,
So
yeah.
it's good that they pulled it because if they're not ready, they're not ready.
Yeah.
Damon asked a
Yeah.
really good question in the on-air chat. He says, "Is it too much to ask for both?" And
Yeah,
in
movies and
my
shows.
opinion, with what we're doing with Trek right now, the answer is yes. Because if we
Right.
can ask for both because we want to see more and more and more, but what we will get will wind up being subpar. I would
Yeah.
rather them be very streamlined and focused about what they're doing instead of. I mean, even look at Marvel. Marvel is was huge with Phase 1. Iron Man, the original Thor movie. I mean, all that stuff was just, it was massive. And when it led up to the Avengers in the final war, Infinity War, whatever that was called, it was just killing it. They were just printing money. They were killing it. And now with where they're at right now, because it's so unfocused and all over the place, it's just a mess, and I can't watch it. It's lost its luster.
But,
And I don't want to see Trek
but
do that.
even that though, even that, they're still making money.
They
I
are,
mean, Doctor Strange was nearly $1 billion film. Thor
which
was.
blows my mind. That blows my mind.
Yeah.
That just totally
So,
blows my mind. People are going because it's Marvel, not because it's good, in my
but
opinion.
either way, it's still a success.
I know.
Like,
But see, that's
the
just
perception. You're right. The perception is diminished,
the same thing with
but the
Discovery.
reality is it's still making money.
They're still making it because they're still making money,
Yeah.
even though it's like, you know what I mean? That's kind of the same. It's I don't want to get it too watered down. I don't want to see it get. I wish they would just stay focused on something.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
anyway, that's me.
I think Marvel has stretched themselves too thin because Kevin Feige is such the linchpin to that. But with Star Trek, it's a little bit of like, herding cats right now. And
Very
I
much
think
so.
it's
The 100 producers for everything they make.
right. And I also think for like the movie, it's they decide, well, we've got this release date in the schedule 2 years from now. We're gonna make a movie. Okay, but you have no plan for it. You have no
Yeah.
director for it. You know, they're going backwards on it, on how to present that.
Yeah.
So,
Sorry.
all right. Well, next news story comes to us from uh, trekmovie.com, and this is also about Paramount. Apparently, all 10 of the original series movies and TNG era movies have left Paramount Plus again. So, just a few weeks ago or a few months ago, they were advertising that Star Trek is all on Paramount Plus, all the movies, all the shows.
It
And
never
as of
was.
October 1st, yeah, yeah.
They
As
were
of
very.
October,
Oh,
they're
sorry.
close. No, they were very close. You're right.
They were very specific about what they said. They
Yeah,
said every series, every episode.
right. That's
They
right.
did not mention the movies because they never had all of them.
Yeah.
Right.
But
So right now, the only movies they have is the 2009 Star Trek film and Into Darkness. So those are your ones right now, currently.
Boy.
well, at
Yeah,
least they have the
and
best too.
that's right.
Ooh.
Benedict Cumberbatch Khan. Yes. Looks like this is specifically in the U.S. markets. International markets, this doesn't seem to be an issue, which probably
Yeah.
suggests that it's streaming deals that have been done years ago, and so
Yeah.
it's just being
Yep.
impacted. So it sucks, but it is what it is. And then our last news story. Well, this sucks because I can't show it to you. Well, here, I'll send the link to Chad. Maybe
Yep.
Chad can
I'll put it
show
up.
this.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll send you the link right now.
Okay.
So this T-shirt right now is showing up on the Star Trek shop, and it has generated some controversy, if you will. It is a large gray T-shirt with just Q on it, the number, the letter Q,
Mm.
which in today's day and age might be a little bit different. Uh, and then on the back of the shirt, it has our favorite, trickster god on there, and it says "I will be watching" in big letters. But there is a little bit of controversy with certain people's beliefs of a Q who also will be watching. So
Mm.
as of now, the shirt is still available. That has not changed.
Huh.
Mm.
But
Huh.
yeah, so there
That's
you
why,
go.
that's why we can't have nice things.
Exactly, exactly. It has been quite the talk on the internet about your Q T-shirt.
Interesting.
Yes, so I just thought people would think that's funny because
Mm.
it is kind of funny. All right, that's all the news.
All right. Great. We're going into feedback
Main
first, then
topic.
topic, then
Yes.
Then we do feedback, then topic? Or no,
We
we do
used to.
topic then feedback. Dang it! Thank you. Here we
Yeah.
go.
It's the main topic.
There you go.
I'm hoping one of these days you run into the same problem I run into sometimes, Daniel, which is when you're doing more than one show and they're all ran differently and there are different things going on, that sometimes you confuse the orders of things. And if you don't have an outline in front of you, then there you go. I'm just going to make up that excuse, but that's what I'm running into.
So what you're saying
I
is
mean, I
you
do already run multiple shows.
you need 2 Post-its on the wall in front of you. Is what you're saying?
Yes.
Apparently, I need something. Oh, well, I need 2 monitors again. I only have one now. When I quit the one job, moved to the other, and moved to this one, they got all their stuff back. So I don't get the.
You know, when you told me about the order of things, it just made me think that victory is life.
Victory is life.
Victory is life.
Mhm.
It's the order of things.
Damon beat you to it. He put up the GIF there of Jim Hadar.
Yes. Exactly.
Nice.
That may be the show title, The Order of Things.
The order of things. Yeah. As in Chad is
Yeah.
last. I do it to myself. I know. It's hard. I'm sorry. Anyway. So feedback. Like I said before, no voicemails. I'll check my
No, we were doing
emails.
the main topic. You
Dang it! I even played
Are you even here? Are you here?
I'm not. I'm
Oh,
not.
really not.
I'm sorry.
So
I'm sorry.
Lower Decks was on. It was a great little show.
It's a show. It's a show in
Yeah.
the Star Trek universe. It's
Uh-huh.
animated. It's funny. We had some guest stars. We visited some familiar locations. A good time was had by all. Thanks for
Yes,
listening.
this was season 3, episode 6. Hear all, trust nothing. The official synopsis is: the Cerritos crew unexpectedly spends a day on Deep Space Nine. Yes, that Deep Space Nine.
Yes.
We have returned.
I had a
We're
smile
home,
on my
baby.
face for the whole episode. I really did.
Yes.
I really enjoyed this
Yeah.
episode.
So what was the title? What was the title again?
Hear all, trust nothing.
Is that a rule of acquisition? Is that one of
That
them?
is a rule of acquisition.
Yeah, okay. Thought it was.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thought it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Deep Space Nine. So, as usual, the Cerritos is supposed to be on a support mission, supporting another ship that's doing the real work. And
right.
that other ship was supposed to be mediating a trade meeting between the Karma and the Federation. And they got called away. So, Captain Carol Freeman got thrust into the spotlight, not prepared at all. Asks the bridge crew to buy her some time. And
I love this.
Yeah.
Just circle the station and pretend we're in awe of the pylons. So the ship circles the station. Meanwhile, the Deep Space Nine theme is going. They totally recreated the opening to Deep Space Nine.
Yep.
And then the song ends, so they still needed some time. So he's like, do it again. So they just keep circling. Now I watched the show with the headphones on so that I don't disturb my wife and kids. My wife's looking at me across the room because I'm giggling. She has no idea what I'm giggling at, but
you just look like a maniac staring at your screen, just laughing.
but you know what's funny? Deep Space Nine is probably one of the intros that I skip the least when I'm watching multiple episodes. I sit through that intro.
Yeah.
Because it is a really great theme song.
And it feels long, but it's not. You know what I mean? I mean, it's long. You see the pylons an awful lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
which
I
is
skip all intros.
Which is a perfect take on this episode. So
he skips all intros.
Did you catch the part though when the guy, I guess it was an admiral that comes on when he's telling Freeman her new orders, and he says they've got redirected to a brown hole, and she goes, "That's not a thing."
Not even.
Yeah.
That's not even a thing.
So the funny thing about that admiral that shows up, he looks like the cartoon version of my godfather.
Oh yeah, is his name Buen Amigo?
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh jeez.
My padrino Malesio looks exactly like him. It's hilarious. So I sent him a screenshot, and he was like, "Oh yeah, look at that."
Someone needs to write this down. Cujo just said we got to do an intro ranking one of these days.
Ooh,
Yeah, that's a
Okay.
good one. I
yeah,
hadn't
that's a
thought
good
about
idea.
that before. We need
I
to write
mean,
that down.
really? I mean, I've got
Yeah,
faith of the
Enterprise is
heart.
gonna win.
Yeah, I got faith of the heart.
Yeah.
That's
Damon already
Yeah.
put down DS9, Voyager, SNG, Classic, the one with Scott Bakula, Discovery.
Yeah.
I guess
yeah.
we're done there.
Uh,
That's that show.
yeah. Um. So over on the Seventh Rule podcast, which is the podcast with Jake Sisko, they did interview Nanon Visitor and Armin Shimmerman talking about
Yeah.
their experience on Lower Decks.
yeah.
And what was really funny is because Jake is there, they kind of were like, "Hey, why wasn't Jake in the show?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They then asked him. They didn't really give an answer. He just kind of was like, yeah. But they did ask him what he believes Jake is up to currently.
Yeah.
And so his answer was that Jake is probably tooling around in some hot rod shuttle vehicle, and that's about it. Basically playing Fast and the Furious in space. Because it's all about family with Jake.
So, I mean, it was cool that they got Nana and Armin back.
Mm-hmm.
But I got to be honest, it felt kind of, and I loved this episode. I watched it twice. It did feel like it was lacking a bit in that this is supposed to be set not long after Voyager gets back, right? Isn't that what they've or not long after Nemesis?
Isn't it like 10 years after the Dominion Wars, roughly?
Yeah. Okay.
Something like that.
But I don't know. I feel like there were a lot of people that we should have seen or at least heard of that we didn't. I mean, we got
Right.
Quark, we got Kira, and Morn was at the bar. That's about
Right.
it. And when we last saw this station, on film, I know there's books and stuff, but
Yeah.
when we last saw it on film, I mean, Ezri is still there, Jake is still there, Cassidy
Bashir.
and little
Bashir.
little Cisco is still there, Bashir is still there.
O'Brien.
O'Brien left. He
No,
went to go
O'Brien went
teach.
back to the academy, teach at the
Oh,
academy.
that's right. That's right.
Um,
Well, Rom's gone too. Rom's not there.
Yes.
Rom's
Yeah.
gone.
Yeah.
Rom's gone, but Nog is supposed to be there, and I know.
Hard to do Rom.
know-
Hard to do him and Odo. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Odo's
Well,
gone.
they could have. Yeah,
Odo's
Odo's gone.
gone. But also, there's another large character that was absent, and that's the Defiant.
Yeah.
There was no mention of the Defiant, and it was very noticeable at the very end when the Karama ship is being sucked into the wormhole and the station has no power and no way to communicate. And then all of a sudden they're caught in a tractor beam. The first thing I thought is, here is Nog, Bashir, and Dax and the crew of the Defiant to pull them out. And no,
Yeah. And it could have just been the cartoon characters too. You wouldn't even need their voiceovers.
Yep.
It could have just been a
you wouldn't.
screenshot of them doing that. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Someone said Garrick. What about Garrick? That would have been great. Just to see him walking through. It's just as a cartoon character. So yeah, I guess.
Or even just his shop when they're walking around.
Well, they mention it. They mention a Taylor, but I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
So they thought about it. I mean, these guys are good. The guys that are writing this are good. So I mean, they've thought about a whole bunch of stuff. Sure.
Yeah.
Morning. How you doing? They just woke up.
Oh, yeah.
Hello. Hey, does she?
You're gonna go?
Ask her.
Okay.
Ask her if she's got any AA batteries.
Do you have any AA batteries? We don't have any AA batteries anywhere. I need doubles for this. They're seeing this for the first time.
Yeah.
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 That's from Twink, this week's sponsor. I will put on a professional voice when I say that now.
Yes. Yeah.
All right, goodbye. They're leaving to go over to the older daughter's apartment again for cleaning as she's moving this weekend. She's 20 and she's moving.
Oh, wow. Wow.
You can
okay
see
with
why
that,
I'm a little
Maybe.
drunk. I didn't have edibles. I'm just a little punchy and worried and scared and sad. So
Maybe the
Okay.
older daughter needs the chime. It says that when visitors come over,
That's
somebody would
true.
steal it
making
off
the
the
announcement.
door.
That's true. That's true.
So
Yeah.
anyway, sorry about that.
No, yeah. Yeah, I thought it was a really fun episode.
It was.
I would have liked to have seen maybe Tosk. Remember him?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Tosk.
He was in like one of the first seasons. He was being hunted
Oh,
Yep.
for no reason.
O'Brien's buddy.
yeah.
Yeah, O'Brien's buddy.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Morn was
Some
there. He was at the
obscure character.
bar.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, the Karma, we've seen them before. They were in
Right.
early episodes of Deep Space Nine. They had they had previously worked with Quark. He was importing Tulaberry wine from
Mhm.
the Gamma Quadrant. So I mean, they're
Yeah.
doing some deep cuts here.
Yep.
So, I wouldn't put it past them to have Tosk or the Hunters
Yeah.
show up at some point in the future. And I love stuff like that.
Yeah.
Reminds
So-
me of reminds me of the past.
Yeah.
Some really, the like really good era of Star Trek. I love seeing stuff like that.
So, Hey Cujo has a pretty good question. He wants to know, do the writers or creators or whatever need to be paid royalties when using characters that get featured on screen or mentioned? Is it a budgeting issue?
Oh,
So,
I bet there's something
uh,
there with it.
depends. It really depends.
Mm.
So, like the character, that's you don't pay anybody because the franchise owns the character, right? Armin Shimmerman doesn't own Quark because if they reboot the films and they replace him with someone else, Armin is not getting a check for playing Quark, decades earlier.
Right.
But um, if they use Armin's likeness as Quark, then yes, there's an argument for royalties.
Yeah.
But with Lower Decks being so stylized, it's enough of a physical difference that doesn't matter.
Mm.
They don't have to pay nobody nothing to have a background character.
Right,
Mm.
but they've got to have their voice, right? And so when you start to, they're paying
Well,
for
I'm talking
that.
as a background character. Like
Correct.
if they
correct.
had Garrick
So
walk by, they
that
don't have to
they
pay
sure
Andrew.
could have done that. And these
Right.
guys, like I was saying before, they walked in. These guys are smart, and they do some deep cuts, like you said, Dan. And they,
Yeah.
I think it comes down to timing. That's probably why it felt a little hollow because we probably wanted more than what they could probably pull off, right? The amount of
Right.
time, the amount of story, the
Mm.
artwork, and everything else. I mean, if they were given infinite amount of time, they could have made DS9 look packed, right? But again, they have to draw all of this stuff, right? It's a cartoon,
Mm.
so how much time did they have to really pack it in and keep it from feeling empty? Because that's the whole point of DS9. It's a bustling station. There's a lot going on in commerce, but they almost, I think they almost made tongue in cheek of that when the ambassador trades guy, whatever his name is, um, notes that there's a couple of trinket shops and a tailor. What are you talking about? So I think that was pretty good. So I guess I have that in mind as far as how much time and energy and effort can they put into it, regardless if they're paying a voice actor or not. So
Right.
So the design of the Karama, because I looked them up after I watched the episode to make sure it was the same group that I
Sorry.
thought it was from first season Deep Space Nine, and it was. And fun fact: the main character in that first appearance of them was played by James Cromwell, who played Zephram Cochrane. And the design, it's funny how things come out of necessity sometimes. The design of the Karama was literally them saying, the producer saying, James Cromwell is going to play this character. Design an alien so he doesn't look like James Cromwell. So whatever features he had, they negated those features by accentuating the things around it, and bam, there we got a new alien.
Right. Right. Well,
So I thought that was fun.
new races everywhere with just different foreheads.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um. Yeah, I really like this episode a lot. I had a lot of fun with it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Old
It was
Boimler
Reese's.
is loved by the ladies, and he's really
Yeah.
good at
What's
Davo.
going on? What's going on?
I know.
Man.
I know. Well, I think they're just playing into, Boimler is just such a nerd, and he's such a Trek nerd, really, in Star Trek, right? I mean, he's
You know
he's a
what?
nerd of all those things, and so the ladies like that because they are too.
Mm.
Which
There
Jennifer's
are
friends are
guys.
just insane.
I think we all know guys where it's just like that for them. It doesn't matter
Yeah,
how goofy or weird. It's just they are
Yeah.
just beloved.
yeah.
Like I have a buddy of mine who literally sounds and acts like Eeyore if Eeyore was a person. He talks like this all the time. Nothing surprises him. There's no emotion in that guy at all. Like it's just there's literally a picture of him ziplining in Costa Rica. Like all of that sounds awesome and fun and fantastic. And he's just stone faced, just on the zip line.
Yeah.
Because that's how he is, right? But man, in college, women loved him.
Yeah.
I don't know why. But
Some
Yeah.
people just have that, I guess. I don't know what that feels like,
yeah.
but I mean, it's bold Boimler, right? And so that's probably attracting a lot of attention. So I think that'll be interesting for him if he gets a little love story arc. But I like that we finally
Mm.
saw Jennifer this week. We finally and Jennifer's in the bunk, and she was like, "No, I'm just gonna hang out here all by myself." And then Jennifer said something. Ah, shit. Oh, shoot. Ah, shoot. She's all embarrassed. Like, oh, I
For the
wasn't gonna tell him.
salon.
Wasn't gonna tell him that they were there. Uh,
Mhm.
so that was pretty good. But yeah, in the
Yeah.
salon scenes are just hilarious, and Mariner's doing everything she can to just be nice, and that's not what Jennifer wanted. She wanted her to torch those people.
Yeah.
That's the thing that she
Destroy
loved
my
about
friends.
Mariner. Yeah, I thought that was
Yeah.
hysterical. She just stuns them, and then they stun themselves at the end. That's great.
Mhm. It was great. It was
It's
so great.
awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
She shows up in uniform, and everybody else is in. What did she call it? I didn't know this was going to be sweater wear.
Yeah.
Uh,
And then they have to stun themselves so that it looks like an
yeah.
accident.
Well, I
Yeah.
mean, they would all the other people would know, but they had to stun themselves and because
Was
saving
to
air.
use less oxygen.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
saving
Right.
air, and so
Right.
it looked bad
Yeah.
if they didn't stun themselves as well. So that kind of puts them in the
Yeah.
same box as everybody else. And the second they do,
Yeah.
the lights come on. Uh,
Yeah.
So, it was great. I really find it fascinating what they're doing with Jennifer and that relationship with Mariner. When they first announced it, I know there's a little bit last year. There was a little bit of pushback. Like, why do they got to do that? I was even a little upset. It's like, why do we got to do that? But the way they've handled it and the way they've done it is the way it should be done, which is it's just a cool relationship. And there shouldn't be a discussion about that. It's two girls. It's a cool relationship, and I'm enjoying it. So it's fun.
Yeah.
So,
Absolutely.
yep.
So I'm putting in the chat to X up so that we can do feedback next.
Yeah, that means you need to
But yeah.
actually get into the live show channel here on Discord. We're not on Restream. So.
Yes. Yes. So you have to be in the Discord to do this. But yeah, so we got another episode next week. We only got a handful left, and then we'll be done with the season. So it's coming to an end pretty soon. We've got what, maybe 3 or 4 more episodes total?
That was number 6, so 4 more. Yeah.
Yeah, 4 more.
Wow,
Yeah.
they go fast.
They do.
Yeah.
They do. They're so much fun.
Yeah.
It is going to be missed. I would say it's probably going to be as missed as much as Strange New Worlds is missing right now for me. I want more of that.
Mhm.
But the fact that it's just always fun and it always puts a smile on your face. I mean, this one in particular, I didn't get the smile off my face until the show was over. And I watched it this morning. Maybe that's why I'm in such a good mood. I don't know.
There you go.
But yeah, no, it's right up there. This one is Strange New Worlds. We just need more like it.
Yeah.
We have to suffer through Discovery and Picard first. I say this every
Right.
week. We have to suffer through those two before we get back to it. Which
We
I
suffer
don't know.
from the people, Chad.
We do. Well, the people have to suffer to listen to me talk. So,
Yeah.
that's bad enough.
I don't know. I got high hopes for Picard.
I kind of do. I kind of do.
I got high hopes.
Yeah.
I got high hopes.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Even with everything said, I mean, it'll be fun to see everybody return in some way, shape, or form.
Yep.
And as we found out a few weeks ago, it's not just a token right at the end of the series either. It sounds like they'll be involved for good bits anyway through the middle.
Yeah.
So
Meaningful.
yes, meaningful. So
And hopefully at the very end, Picard gets to be a real boy.
yeah, there's always that in the background. There's always that.
Do you think the series ends with Picard actually dying, like for good?
Yes.
Yeah.
Kind of does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Kind of does.
Yeah.
It needs to. I don't know if it will, but it needs to.
It needs to.
And that'll be so sad, regardless of everything else. That'll be sad.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's get to feedback. Do you want to play the feedback stinger, or do you have that?
Let's enter feedback.
There you go. Yeah, the old one. Okay.
I have the new one. You made a new one on top of the new one.
Right.
Oh my gosh.
So that would make it the old one by definition. That's how time works.
Is it? Is that how time works? Is it?
At least as far as I know. Time's a flat circle. It doesn't exist.
He's linear.
That's linear thinking.
It's linear.
Of a corporeal being.
He's corporeal. He is the Waldo.
All things exist at the same time. That's why I have no concept of it, right? I'm the Waldo.
You are the Waldo.
I am the Waldo.
He is the Waldo of the soundboard.
Who doesn't know the order of the see, this all plays into it. I don't know the order that we do the show because it doesn't matter. Yeah. It doesn't matter.
Yes.
So
he is the Waldo.
Hipster Spock.
He is linear.
Exactly.
You're Pajor. All right, go ahead.
Some of that was the most irritating.
To the podcast.
What is this? What is this?
Do the podcast.
Back to the show. Where's the turning around for
Trekcast
coming about?
Yes.
Hipster Spock, I know you X'd up to be on the show, but you're in the wrong channel. You need to be in the live show channel in order to join us. So you'll need to go back up to.
Chaz Biz is there, and he X'd up as well.
He is there, so I'm going to unmute Chaz Biz first. Chaz Biz, how's it going, buddy?
What's up?
I'm pretty good. I was disappointed no Jumja sticks in this episode.
Yeah.
Good point. I didn't think about that.
Pathlets are us.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. What about the singing Klingon?
Yeah.
There's the guy,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And another thing I was thinking, they could have brought back Goldacott if they got trapped in the mine part. The Bajoran workers.
Oh, yeah.
It's like,
didn't Goldacott die in the end?
No. It's the recording of Dukat. Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Where Sisko and Jay
Bajoran workers.
Yes.
Yeah, that's true. They could have played an attention Bajoran worker.
Because you can still have his voice, so it'd just be like AI. So that'd be great.
Yeah.
But overall, I love the intro.
Yeah.
I was like, and I wish they would have kept that for the intro, not had the Lower Decks intro. Just kept on going with it until it ended, and then had like all their credits go up, and then show starts.
Yeah.
That would have been great.
Good.
When you speak of the intro, that reminds me of something that I think to myself every single time I watch Lower Decks this season. Every single time I've watched it, I've thought to myself, I need to mention this on the show. And now, before I say what I'm going to mention, I might have already mentioned it on the show and forgot. So bear with me, okay?
Bring it.
The title card, not the intro to Lower Decks, but the title card that they're putting in front of all Trek episodes now, where it's Trek, it's Star Trek, and it has the new the logo itself, right?
Yeah.
In Strange New Worlds, they did it with the Enterprise. In Lower Decks, they do it with the Cerritos. Did you catch that?
Yeah.
Have I mentioned that? I don't know. I catch that every time I watch it. That's not the Enterprise. That's a Cerritos. But then I don't know if I ever mentioned it. So anyway, I thought that's a nice touch.
I think it's a nice touch.
So anyway,
you
said that about the intro that brought it right to my head, and there you go. Like I should make notes about things, as a podcaster. I should probably think about what I'm going to do before I just go and do it. Maybe an outline, maybe a post-it note, maybe something. And then remember what I said before as well, but I just am apparently not able to do those things. So
But you'd be like Dan and write up the L cars last week, and
there you go.
I love that. That was great.
Yeah, that was a great bit.
Yep.
I'm glad you guys fixed the communication error because we're not
We're
clipping
working
or
on it.
anything.
We're working on it.
Yeah, it
Well,
works
it
great
sounded
here.
better today.
Yeah, it works
Yeah.
great
YouTube,
here.
I was listening on YouTube, and you guys sounded good. So,
Yeah.
Good. Thank you.
you know, there was no audio. Like Dan sounded great. So,
Yeah.
Good.
because the last 2 weeks, everything's been off.
Yeah. Well, there's a way to make them work together, and we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then it'll look good and sound good, and that's the goal.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
But overall, this episode, you know, it's like I missed out that they didn't have Garrick, and I missed out they didn't have some of the other characters just to bring them in just to say hi. Even if O'Brien's not on the station or somebody else, it'd been nice just to say hi or something.
Yeah. It
Yeah. That would have been cool.
would have. Yeah.
Because we kind of missed out on that, and you know, and it was nice to see Kira and God, my brain went blank again. So
Quark.
Quark, of course, the
Yeah.
biggest one, Quark.
And Morn.
And it was weird because Armin Shimmerman didn't sound like Quark, so
No, he did
I don't
not.
know if he
No.
didn't
Not
have
really.
the teeth in or what.
He's 20 years older. Probably
know
his
Yeah.
voice has changed.
Yeah. I mean, you could tell it's
Yeah.
him, but it's not really Quark. Yeah.
I had to check.
Yeah.
I had to check to make
Yeah.
sure it was him. And once I knew it was him, I was listening to it and I could tell it was him. But right off the bat, I couldn't tell.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was him. I had my doubts.
If you brought in a voice actor, you wouldn't even notice, like, because his voice was just so much off. You're like, is that Quark? I don't know.
Well, it's like Patrick Stewart. He does not sound like Picard.
No.
No, because he's
older.
He too.
He's older.
He's 20 years older.
Yeah.
Voice has gotten softer, and it's not as that deep.
Right.
Because when you watch the older episodes, you hear Picard, and he's, you know, that voice.
Yep.
Is so recognizable.
Right.
So, but overall, the episode was great. I liked it. I'm happy that it's, you know, probably one of the best Trek shows at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
You think Lower Decks is better than Strange New Worlds?
Well, this show has 3 seasons over Strange New Worlds. So
True.
And so we know the character's better. So next season, once Strange New Worlds kicking off, and you know, like I want to see Carol Kane as the engineer, how that's going to be.
That will be interesting.
That will be interesting because Carol Kane's crazy.
Pretty much, yeah.
She'll be a funny engineer. So she might die at the end of the season. So
Maybe.
So
She's wearing a red shirt.
I have a feeling it's going to be like Harry Potter and the Defense Against the Dark Arts with the engineer on the Enterprise. So every season we get a new one. So
that's what I'm hoping for, man.
Yeah, that'd make it good.
I think that would be fun,
Mhm.
just to see all the engineers just get that. So,
I agree.
Yeah.
like, don't get too attached because this engineer's definitely going to die. So
Yeah. Awesome. Well, Chasby, any other feedback you want to give before we move on?
Have you guys watched Andor yet?
No.
Yes.
I have not.
Okay.
I tried.
Okay.
I watched the first few minutes and fell asleep.
I know
That's
it's
fair.
slow. That's what I'm saying. It's like Blade Runner, so it's really slow.
Is
But
it?
it's really good though. It's just kind of the spy world of Star Wars.
I'll tell you this, Dan. There's a reason why they had to release 3 episodes the first time.
Yeah, that
Because it takes those 3 to really build itself.
Okay. So this is a prequel to Rogue One? Is that what this is?
Correct.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
And of course, Rogue One's probably one of my favorite, of the newer movies. So.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, and this kind of going along with that, it's just slower, and you get to see different parts of Star Wars world. Like I don't know, it's cool. So check it out.
All right.
Yeah. Awesome.
But that's all I got. Thank you guys.
Cool.
All right. Thank you.
Well, thanks for being part of it. Yeah.
Yep. Thanks, man.
Hipster Spock is next.
Hipster Spock.
Hello, can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Yes.
Hey, okay. So yes, I really like the title card right before every episode. It's like it's just very colorful and it catches your eyes, and it's just really cool. I really like it. And thing about movies versus TV shows, right? Like what I think Dan was saying, right?
Hmm.
When he says that Star Trek works well as TV shows rather than movies. And yeah, the J.J. Abrams movies were just a hit or miss. And when you miss, it's a lot more costly because you're paying the actors, you're paying the production,
Yeah.
and you're paying the marketing, right? So if that's a bomb, that's like hundreds of millions of dollars down the drain, and you're not going to get it back.
Right.
And then the investors are going to be pissed at you for wasting all that money, right? So that's probably why. And obviously, the the thing is so chaotic that it was just they just said, "Screw it, we're not going to do it," and probably a good um, move on their part. Okay, and although I do like the Trek movies, even the bad ones, there's still a kernel of like goodness in there. So that's uh, whatever, right? And then with the TV shows, there's so many chances for them to get it right that even a whole season of, let's say, 10 episodes, there might be like 3 or 4 episodes that are actually good. So
Right.
you could say, okay, yeah, at least it wasn't that bad. Even Picard, as um, Picard started season 2 started really good and it ended pretty okay. So the middle part it's just really slow, but overall it was fine.
Yeah.
I,
Yeah.
I always felt that Star Trek. I've said this before, but I'll say it again. It's a good one. Star Trek is like sex. Even when it's bad, still pretty good.
Right. Right.
Exactly.
Yes.
And
When there isn't a big attempt, it's still okay.
Yeah.
mhm.
Yeah.
And like I said to you many times over chat or whatever, Paramount Plus is really late to the international like streaming game.
Hmm.
I am thinking that's going to tank because they don't have the content that is needed to carry a major streaming platform that it's hoping to become. And like Disney, it's got everything, and they're giving you everything. With Paramount Plus, I don't have it, but based on what I saw on
Yeah.
CBS Plus or whatever, they just give you bits and pieces, and it's like, oh,
I
why?
have the exact opposite view of Paramount Plus.
Yeah.
Now maybe at the beginning of the year it was a little Showtime's on there now. A whole bunch of movies have been added. I tried to
Hmm.
watch the Mission Impossible franchise and couldn't get it anywhere, but it was all on Paramount Plus.
Right.
The one of the best TV shows ever right now is on Paramount Plus, and that's
Yeah. Like
Yellowstone.
Yellowstone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I mean it's there is a ton of stuff on
The,
Paramount Plus. Every time I'm going to find something, more and more and more, I'm finding it on Paramount Plus versus any other platform. So,
yeah.
um,
Hipster Spock. They've got so many franchises you don't even realize. Like
yeah,
they own the Ninja
Okay.
Turtles. They own Nickelodeon. They
yeah,
own everything Viacom, which is a ton of stuff.
and not
They,
everything's on
yeah.
there yet, but it's slowly coming together. Kind of like Case in
Yeah.
Point with the movies, right? All the rights and all the this that BS that they have to go
Uh,
through. It'll get there.
How
yeah.
about
I agree with
the
you. They've been bad at rolling it out, but
Yeah, yeah.
how
yeah.
about the retro Nickelodeon stuff? Like that TV show with Mark Summers where they pour slime on you.
Oh, Double Dare.
Yep, that's on there.
Yeah, that's on there.
Really?
Oh
That's
yeah,
cool.
my son and I watched that over the summer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And the whole catalog of Paw Patrol.
Oh
Yes,
well, of course, of
yes.
course.
Peppa
That's
Pig
what's
is
going
in
to
heavy
save it right
rotation.
there.
Okay,
That's what's going to save it right there is Paw Patrol. That
Peppa
alone.
Pig to the
I
rescue.
I'm always fine with being wrong about things. Okay,
Yeah.
Welcome to my
that's
world.
great.
The, Yeah, they just need to roll it out better, buddy. But
Yeah.
after that, yeah, they do
Yeah.
have good stuff.
I think so.
They really do.
And I hope that means they've got a. I hope that means with that platform being a hit and being a success means that it keeps paying for and keeps making Trek better. You
Yeah.
know, the more
Yes.
money they have to
They
produce
will.
things, the more money they have to take their time on things, the better things will be. So let's hope it
Right.
stays that way.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? Because one of the reasons why Trek was so like iffy is because they didn't have the money, and they were so scared to mess it up that they just they were doing stuff that all these corporations are doing, trying to be woke and whatever. But then after they have enough money, they might not need to do all of that. They can just focus on the content and getting the characterizations correct and getting the stories good. And they don't have to worry about checking boxes. And that would be awesome because, I mean,
Yeah.
with Discovery, they were doing all of that and it sucked.
Disco had a lot of
Don't,
issues.
don't hold back. Tell us how you
Yeah.
really feel.
And,
Exactly.
I mean, for example, okay, you're if you're trying to get the most amount of demographics, you don't put Stacey Abrams on your show. That's gonna alienate half of
Hipster, you
the.
say this every time you come on for feedback. You bring that up
know.
every time. You have a bone
I'm
to pick
sorry.
with Stacey Abrams. We know.
Yes.
I'm
It's okay,
sorry.
buddy.
It's
I'm
okay.
Let
sorry.
it go.
No,
It's
you're
all right.
fine. You're fine. I get it. I'm just giving you crap.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah. So yeah. And then, like,
He's right though. He's right though.
I'm not saying
Yeah.
he's wrong.
She's an election denier, and all the people around her constantly point to a different group of people and call them election deniers. So they really kind of shot themselves in the foot with doing that.
Yeah.
Just don't get involved in that. Leave it off the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just leave it off the show. Just make a good show. Let us enjoy the show.
Kind of like me. Just leave him off the show. Make a good show.
You know who would have been a great president for the universe? John Goodman.
John Goodman
Yeah.
for pres. I'm going to put a sign on my lawn.
Federation president.
This is John Goodman for president of the universe.
Actually,
Yes.
one better. You should have just put in what was his name, Brock or whatever from Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Oh God.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Here's.
Oh,
here's
Peppa
something.
Pig. Why not?
Oh,
Just let's do the franchise crossover.
yeah. Yeah.
Here's
Yeah.
something that I thought was interesting. Like, because I understand Mandarin, I've been watching some shows from China actually, even though
Oh,
they're
okay.
supposedly the enemy, right? But then the statistics that I thought was really interesting is that a popular program over there gets like 4 or 5 billion views.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a billion with a B. And over
Yeah.
in America and everywhere else, if they are so successful, they get like maybe 200 million view hours. And
Mhm.
that's not that much because, I mean, if you think about like each season being like that, and that's the fact that Trek isn't trying to do China is just, wow, kind of a miss.
A little bit. I mean, when you think about it, the old statistic used to be that 1 out of every 5 people in the world is Chinese. And that's not a true statistic anymore, believe it or not. Even though that's a
Right.
gigantic market, there's billions of people there. India is going to become
Yeah.
the country that you say that about over the next 20 years. 1 out of 5
Yeah.
people in the world is going to be Indian. 1 out of 5, the other one, another 1 out of 5 is going to be Chinese. And 2/5
you're
of the
right.
entire planet is going to live between China and India.
Yep.
That's
right.
what the stats are shifting to because of the population growth rate in India, which is really
Well, and it's funny,
amazing.
like what you're talking about, Hipster Spock, with like popularity, like in the U.S. versus other countries. The top rated cable show, right? It's wrestling. I know Chad doesn't like that, but it is. And it's maybe like maybe 2 million viewers every week. And in the US, there's like over 350 million people.
Yeah.
So like it's popular, but not. But it is like it's very weird how it
Yeah.
breaks down.
There's a very diverse. I don't know if this is true of China. Someone can chime in and tell me or look it up or whatever. But I know the
Yeah.
United States has the most diverse market for entertainment in the world. I'm sure China's is somewhat diverse, but they
Yeah.
restrict a lot of things, right? So I don't know how
Right.
diverse it is or how many different
Yeah.
channels they really get to watch. Whereas here, I mean, it's so diverse. What are
Yeah,
you watching
yeah.
things on, right? Are you watching things on YouTube? Are you watching things on TikTok? Are you watching things on Facebook? Are you getting your news? People get their news from TikTok now. What in
Indeed.
the world is wrong? I mean,
A
that's
little bit
whatever.
advanced.
Yeah, but no, I mean, like they actually have news clips on there. There's actual
Yeah, oh, I
channels
know,
that
I
are
know.
just straight news and
Yeah,
Cheddar's
yeah.
on there and whatever else. I mean, so there's a million and one ways that people get their information, watch their information, consume their information, which is also entertainment. It's infotainment nowadays, really. So
Yeah.
almost like the comedy's dead. It's just more opinion that's supposedly funny. But anyway, it's so diverse that 2 million is a lot on one thing because all 350 million people are all watching 350 million different things.
Yeah.
Right. Well, any given moment, more people are watching YouTube than watching TV.
Oh
Yes.
yeah, the number of hours of YouTube.
Yeah.
I don't watch TV. I do watch a lot of YouTube.
I'll be honest with you. I get a lot of my news on YouTube.
Uh-huh.
On my drive into work, I'll
Yeah.
I'll pull up YouTube and I'll listen to news stories while I'm driving in.
Yeah.
Is that good? I don't know, but it's a thing.
Yeah.
It's what's going on right now.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
One more comment. Like, yeah,
Sure.
you're right that there are a lot more options in America than in China because they're so controlled. They censor
Mhm.
everything, and so they're
Right.
more careful with how many channels they allow. And it's almost like back in the '80s when there were just like 3 or 4 major networks in America, right? So
Right.
so every night when you watch Family Ties, you're gonna have like maybe 20 or 30 million other families who are watching it also.
Right. Right. Because the options are limited, so the numbers will grow into each channel.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much, guys. And
Cool. Thank you guys.
Hey,
Yeah.
thanks as always.
Yep. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah.
We appreciate your feedback, your opinions, and everything else.
Yeah.
I guess that's it on the feedback side of things.
Yeah. Yeah. I didn't have anything else. So awesome. Well, thanks everybody for listening.
We never made a marker in the middle of all this for an ad on Spreaker.
I will just put it in between segments. It'll be
Okay.
fine.
That'll be great.
Yeah.
And then
Give
did
the
you-
info again for Toink.
Yep, I was gonna say that.
Yeah, it's Toink, where fandom lives. Right now they've got a special where you can buy 3, get 1 free on drinkware, kitchenware, puzzles, and pins, plus mix and match. They also have a free pin with any purchase of $50 or more, and free shipping within the continuous US. It's really great stuff, all sorts of things. Not just Star Trek either. Like we looked at last time, last episode, they had Golden Girls stuff. They've got Ghostbusters, Star Trek, Star Wars, you name it. They've got everything. I was looking on there. They had like Thundercat stuff, all sorts of fun stuff. Yes, yes. So
And that's TOYNK.com, Toink.
NK Toink, where fandom lives. Yes.
All right, cool.
Cool. Well, thanks everybody for listening. Yes.
I
Chad's
stayed
like,
as
now I can talk.
quiet as possible. Yeah.
Indeed,
I literally
indeed.
did the whole zipper
Yeah,
key,
yeah,
toss it away motion. Yeah, I was
Yeah.
totally, yeah.
yeah.
I'm trying to be good Chad today. All right, so
Yes.
All right.
yeah, so next week,
Awesome.
another episode. Of course, we'll talk about Toink again. We'll have another review. Maybe I'll do a little recording that we can put up on YouTube. It's just a fun little thing that I do with one of the kids when I put this thing up and play the sounds and
Yeah.
all that, and then we can put it up on the YouTube channel. That'd be fun.
Cool.
You know what would be fun to do? Set it up somewhere, but don't tell people that you put it on, and then get their reactions as they're surprised by the chime.
I'll take it downtown Lee Summit. I'll put it on a wall somewhere and just record from across the street when people walk past it, like
Yes.
like those YouTubers do. And then for the
Yeah,
Yeah.
intro, for the image for the card of it, I'll just have me going, like all the YouTubers do when they're like overly excited and whatever.
Yes,
So
yes.
Yeah, someone's gonna steal your toy.
not gonna do
Yeah,
that. Yeah, exactly.
absolutely.
I'm not gonna do that. I don't have time for that.
Darn.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
That's
I'll do
Alright.
something, but it'll be fun. I can't wait to hear well, at least I'll have the sounds too for next week too. So
Yeah.
that'll be a good time.
All right.
Cool.
Next week we'll review mine. My package showed up as well. So I'm
Nice.
excited to
Nice.
show you guys.
Nice.
Yeah.
So I'll have that with me next week.
Yeah, I don't recall what you got, so don't tell us. I don't recall what you got.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
I remember what it is. It'll be fun.
Yeah. You got to do yours as well.
Yeah. Well, yeah. It should be here soon.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I think
Very
I'm
good.
further out from them. So, yeah. Cool. Well, thanks everybody. Have
Thanks,
a great
guys.
day.
Appreciate it. Take
All
care.
right, guys. See ya. Bye bye.
See ya.
Well, there you have it. Another episode in the can.
You can cut.
Check us out at trekcast.com. Also,
Just leave it.
please subscribe to us via iTunes. Leave those reviews. Subscribe to us. We'll get some numbers, get up the list, get more listeners, do more shows, have more fun. But for now, we're all done. So live long and prosper, and we'll see you next week.